So I would like to introduce you to Thoalf0qar, or however you want to pronounce that. Now, if you know who this player is, well, you probably saw him in my comment section and you upvoted him. Here's the other better part about it. I reviewed this player 4 months ago now. Actually, it's almost 5 months ago now when I actually did this. 4 or 5-ish months ago is when I reviewed this player. And he's still not gone. At the time, he had 1,300 finished missions. He now has 2,900 finished missions. You also notice he's in a competitive squadron. Now, this should just show you why this game has major problems. Now, granted, we all know it has major problems, but I still find it really funny that even someone as blatantly obvious as this guy, he's still not very good stats-wise. Now, granted, 3-ish to 1 is still decent for most players, but you figure people who blatantly cheat would have more than like a not even 1.5 KD in the Abrams. You know, like you figured like he would have more than less than 1,000 deaths in the Phantom blatantly cheating. So stats wise, it's like obviously he has like a 2.5 to KD in most vehicles. But the worst part about this is he's in a competitive squadron. This is a squadron that actually places in the top 100, at least in the last year, the latter half of the year. And their conditions are, we have 3 conditions. The first, respect. The second is love between members. And the third is that if a person has an excuse or a reason. That doesn't make any sense, but sure. But that's their thing. Here's your commander. It's a lot of console players, but relatively newish squadron. And yeah, you have a blatant cheater in your squadron. So this is where I'm getting with this, where I'm annoyed that this guy has now survived 4 to 5 ban waves and is not gone. And you'll see in a sec, as our favorite map is, he just shoots through the entire map. And of course, nobody mentions this in the chat. Like, I don't know the reason why no one would say this is BS to look at something like this. But it's the same thing with EAC, where I don't know how BattleEye doesn't see stuff like this and go, hey, this person's cheating. And say, hey, that's probably not feasibly possible. We should probably look into that. And yet, this is also another reason why I will never play top tier. Because of stuff like this. Resolutions that Gaijin refuses to fix. Completely getting away with this nonsense. Allowing players to perpetually cheat over and over and over. Or, in this guy's case, allowing him to cheat, you know, for an extended period of time without being banned. That, to me, is just, it blows me away. Also, you'll notice I'm not looking at the chat. Well, I had to re-record this video because my camera decided, or my computer decided to use my webcam, which isn't even plugged in. Cool. So, this is where I'm at with the way this game is. There's no real reason for me to play top tier, because top tier revolves around this. And I would bet more often than not that when I see people in my comment section saying that they find cheaters every single game, I would bet that there are probably 90% of the cheaters playing War Thunder play at like 11-7, 12-0. Because almost all of the accounts I've seen so far in the last probably 3 months that I've looked at they all have like TADUE1, Clickbait, you know, Leopard 2, A4, whatever the heck they are, the Canadian Leopard 2. So in that regard, you would know that if that's the case, then okay, well, people are probably not realizing that the cheater problem is 99% a problem at high tier. And I would almost hazard a guess that US's win rate is being sort of upheld by the really crap win rate that the game has, but it's being upheld by cheaters who are somehow propping it up and making it work even though it really shouldn't be this high. Also, ironic that that guy doesn't know how to pen. And this is the same thing with it. These guys don't know how to use any sort of level of skill, and they just shoot at the center mass of every single target. The upside about one thing that I've seen, though, is there's a certain group that loves to advertise their cheats. Well, they don't really see their cheats anymore on YouTube. their stuff gets DMCA'd a lot more frequently now, which I guess is a good thing. It would mean that Gaijin is actually monitoring their YouTube channel, even though I think they're, even though I really do think that their Thunder show is really lackadaisical nowadays. It feels like their Thunder show has been chosen by AI nowadays, because sometimes it's like, oh, he killed a Lancaster with a 12,000-pound bomb. He gets 5,000 GE. I'm like, brother, there are some really cool stuff going on with Thunder show. You could choose infinitely better things that aren't that. But granted, they probably get, like I said, a couple thousand submissions every week for that stuff. So I've had some insane ones that I've sent in, and I never hear anything from that. So I don't expect anything otherwise, because Gaijin refuses to acknowledge any sort of, you know, cool things about this game. There also was the Battle Pass that launched today. The Battle Pass is an M46 for France, and if you didn't know, they decided to downgrade all of the Battle Pass Battle Pass shop vehicles. So you used to be able to get like a rank 1 and a rank 3 vehicle. Well, now you get rank 1 and rank 2. And they still cost the same. They're still the same 3,400 war bonds, which means you're spending way too much for war bonds. I'd rather buy rank 2 ones with like $10, because that's what they basically cost. So yeah, so Gaijin is downgrading the Battle Pass shop. They are not paying attention to high tier. They are selling $80 premiums. They are not preventing cheaters in the game. They're using AI for a lot of their artwork now. They are not providing good quality of life updates for the game, and they are perpetually just ignoring some of the easiest fixes ever. Oh, and they also, as of today, I'm going to pause this because the game's about to end. They also, as of today, nerfed the 50 cal on all of American vehicles, even though America historically in their mags used 250 round mags. Now they only use like 100 according to Gaijin, even though historically we've always had 250 round magazines. So yeah, Gaijin just blatantly ignoring something that we use even in today's military, because, you know, reasons. But you know, they probably found something in Ukraine that says, oh, we use 100. Cool. So I'll leave this here. As always, if you have a pertinent question you want to leave to me, please try to follow the pinned comment below. And as always, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, or night. And have a good one.